a podcast by Shy Soul. She's bringing you author interviews, book discussions, and more. Stay tuned. Podcast by Shy Soul. She's bringing you author interviews, book discussions, and more. Stay tuned.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Authors Tell All. You are live with your host, Shy Soul, and our guest. Hi, how are you?
Hello, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. How are you?
I'm great. Let's tell the whole audience your author name. I love her name.
Okay, so with my author name is Keira. I wanted to keep it simple. But funny story, actually, when you type that into Amazon, it's like a million other Keiras coming up. So, thought I was special with that one. Turns out, not so much.
Yeah, I was a little upset because when I was doing your promotion, I was like, okay, I need her link. I went directly to Amazon and said, okay, I'm doing it myself. I was like, what is all these books? This ain't her book. Wait, let me...
Yeah, those are not mine.
I said, let me just type in the book and see what happens. I was like, okay, cool. I was like, Amazon needs to fix that. You need to be able to put your own personal tags in so it's easier to find your book.
Or something, yeah, because that's just...
very
just
annoying.
not doing it for me right now.
Okay, so today's agenda is her book is... Let me tell you this. You guys know, every time I do a show, you know the author I have read. Yes, I read the book. I read both books, actually. Finished both of them.
Thank you.
And I will say I love drama and romance, and this story had it all. It had me up all night. I couldn't put it down. I could not put my phone down. I was like, I gotta work on my book. I gotta do this, I gotta do that. But I was like, I want to finish this story so I could be prepared. Yes, I read both books. As soon as the second book came out, I was like, buying it immediately.
Oh, thank you. That really means a lot, to have people, give authors or new authors a chance. Because I've only been, I just published my first book in September of last year. And the way that people have supported me and shown me so much love in this short amount of time is amazing. So thank you, and thank you guys.
Exactly. So we're going to get into this. Now, what made you write this series? What was the inspiration behind it?
The inspiration behind this series is life. I will say that it's loosely based on a true story, so it's quite personal for me. It was my first crack at romance, I will say. So I was kind of nervous going into it, but once I started, the words started flowing because these were actual events that happened. So yeah, my personal life inspired this series.
Now, see, as an author myself, when I read, because I have to analyze certain points, especially when I'm doing an interview. So when I was reading it, I was like, whoa. I was like, this is connecting with me in a different type of way. I was like, this story is really really grabbing hold of me quick from the first page. I said it has to be something behind this story. It has to be something deeper. So when you just said that, I was like, there it is. I was like, you had this deep connection with this story. That's great.
And I'm glad that my point got across. So for you to say, that you connected with the story, it resonated with you, that means a lot, because that was the point that I was trying to make. I wanted to reach somebody, and I wanted to. I kind of made that a little bit transparent for a reason. I wanted to, just kind of put myself out there, and I'm glad it was received well.
Yes, and I want to ask, okay, the main character now is, okay, you said this is a reflection of based off of your life. Now, is your character, is that made up, or is that a reflection off of you as well? That's my question.
No, the character, the main character, Jace, she struggles with colorism and, being comfortable in her skin, with her being so dark and different, and often looked at as a pushover. And yes, those are qualities, or were qualities, that I struggle with as well. So when I say that this book is my life, I mean it.
Exactly. That blows my mind, because that's what really, 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 for me, I already know, probably for some other readers, they probably saying the same thing I said, like, what is the connection here with this story? Because I'm just grabbing hold of it, like, way fast. Like, that's the thing. Now, with book 2, I know you don't want to really give away too much. Now, where did you, after you finished book 1, and you was like, okay, now we have book 2, like, how long did it take you, where did it like lead you to, basically, to write book 2?
Okay, so Forbidden Love was actually intended to be a standalone. I got a couple of messages and a couple of reviews, like, I want to see them in the future. When is part 2 coming out? And I'm like, hey guys, like, this is supposed to be a standalone. So my mind works crazy. So I was like, I brought it with book 1. Book 2, I'm going to have to top myself, because I always see myself as my only competition. So I felt like I had to be better in book 2 than I was in book 1. And what's better than drama? So yeah, that's where that came from. I kind of amplified the drama with that.
Yes.
That was none of me. Like book 2, it was strictly my imagination. None of that ever really happened to me in real life. So disclaimer, guys, I never did what the main character did.
Okay, now my question is, for book 1, was it hard for you to write? Maybe in some points, did you get a little emotional, or did you have to take a pause and then get back to writing it? What was the effect on you with that book?
Some parts were more emotional to write than the others, simply because I went back to a place where I fought so hard to get out of. And so, in a sense, I felt like, I was reliving certain parts of my life. But I just had to remind myself that, this is just a book. These are just characters. And, kind of, that was the only way that I could really get through it, is to separate my feelings, from what I wanted to portray through the characters.
That is, that's great that, you didn't get a little discouraged and like, you know what, this is like a little bit too much on me. I can't write this. Because actually I have went through a point like that with a book where you get really emotional, or it's a part where it kind of takes you to like that, like you said, that place that you don't want to go, and then the side of you is like, yeah, I can't finish this right now. And then you actually just stop yourself from writing the story that you fell in love with, but then it was just that sadness or whatever was holding you back from that story. That's what I like to mention to new authors, or I even ask the OG authors, like, what was the book that held you back from like writing it? Then like, I'm gonna take my time with it, take months, and then like they take months and then just be like, oh, I can't do it, and then it turns into a year and everybody's like, what happened to book 2 and book 3?
Right. It's like reliving certain parts of your life again, and some people are easier to bounce back, and others take a little bit longer. But I fought hard not to be that person, because like you said, I was in love with the story, and I felt like my readers would love it too. So I knew that I had to deliver. So, I just had to buckle down and focus and, just separate myself from the book. So that's how I was able to get through it.
Exactly. Now, I love the series. I don't want you, because I know it's going to be people who's listening to this like, well, I haven't read the story yet and I don't want no spoilers. So, I so many other questions I want to ask, but that I want you to give anything of your story away. So, we're just going to go ahead just a little bit. Now, how long have you been writing?
I have been writing since the 6th grade, but I never envisioned myself as a published author until last year.
Mm-hmm.
I was an avid reader. Like I've been reading since I learned to read. That was my first love. My best friend is actually the one who encouraged me to take writing more seriously. So shout outs to you. He know who he is.
I love that, because I keep telling the story every time on my podcast. I had that friend who read my story for the first time. Nobody else read it. Nobody knew I was writing. None of that. It was like almost like a little secret and a little getaway from everything. A little escape from reality. It was just for fun at that time. And when she read the story, she was like, what are you doing? I said, what do you mean what I'm doing? She said, why aren't you trying to, I'm like, I'm only 15 at the time. I don't know. How am I supposed to publish a book? Like, I don't know. Right? She was like, well, there's this app. I keep telling this every time because this was my start. She was like, well, it's this app. You should put it up there. The moment I put it up there, everybody loved it. I was like, oh, well, maybe I am supposed to be doing this. So it takes that one person to, give us that push. And, like, you need to be doing this. You actually have a voice. So use it.
Absolutely.
So shout out to your friend for doing that, because if he didn't, like, would you have put out your book? Would you have pursued your writing career?
Honestly, I don't think so. At least not when I did. Before, I became a full-time author, I was actually in my 3rd year of nursing school.
Mm-hmm.
So I was on track to become a maternal infant nurse. So yeah, that's what I would have been doing.
That's great too, because in all honesty, writing is helping people too. Because that's like I said, it's giving them that escape. It's giving them that fantasy. And
very therapeutic.
Mm-hmm. It really is. It helps. So either way, you have been helping people. Either way,
and that's my passion. Like when anyone asks me what I like to help people. Whether it's in the medical field, whether I'm writing, or whatever the case may be. I just like anyone who knows me personally knows how much joy I get from genuinely helping people. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Now, have you gotten any messages or like your email getting blown up by like, oh, you've helped me with this, that, and the other? Have you gotten any of those yet?
I have gotten messages from people who read my book and said, hey, this part really resonated with me, or this part really stuck with me, and that's one of the main things that I really look forward to, when I release a book or whatever, is to help people. I feel like that's my goal, to educate, entertain, and encourage. If I can do at least one of those things from my book, then I'm completely satisfied.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. I love it. Now, as for your books, how many books do you see yourself publishing in the course of your career?
Okay, here's the thing. I really try not to put that kind of pressure on myself, like, hey, I need to stick to this number, or I want to achieve this number. I'm kind of, a fly by the seat of my pants kind of girl, which everyone doesn't agree with, but that's how I become the most productive. Because, I suffered from chronic anxiety, so I feel like if I say, hey, I want to publish this amount of books, like this year, then that's unnecessary pressure applied to me, because I don't work effectively that way. But in the course of my career, I honestly just want to put out a quality catalog, whether that's 5 books, 50 books, or 500 books. I just want a quality catalog. Quantity isn't that big of a deal to me.
I approve that message.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome, and I really do, because I used to be like that. When I first started writing, I was like, can I really do this? How many books am I supposed to have out? I was like really like pushing myself when I shouldn't have. And then it was getting to the point where I was like, do I really want to write? Like, who's going to read my stories? Like, am I going to be able to really come up with that many stories? Like, is my brain this? Is that? I was just driving myself crazy. And I'm young. I'm only 22. And when I started writing, my parents was noticing. It was like, are you pushing yourself way too hard to, what are you trying to achieve? I said, I'm trying to get better in writing. They was like, okay, that's good, but what are you really trying to achieve? Because we see you every day. You have a smile on your face. You're very bubbly. Now you're just like looking like you're wearing yourself down, So at that point, I took a pause at writing. I never told the story. I took a pause at writing. I was like, not saying a little depressed, but I was like in a place where I was really bringing myself down. Like, can I be on top like these best-selling authors?
Right. Like, sometimes as authors, we find ourselves subconsciously in competition. At least I know for me, when I first started, like I said, I'm very fresh in this industry. I see people, putting out 3-4 books a month. I'm like,
yes.
How?
Yes.
How? So I found myself trying to do that, and when I would write, it's not the same as when I would take my time, get a feel for the story and the character development and things like that. And I'm like, you know what? That's just not my lane. Let me stay in my lane, because my lane is working for me. What works for one person isn't necessarily going to work for me, and that's what I had to learn as far as that.
Exactly. That's exactly what I had to learn too. So when it just hit me one day. I guess I got like an explosion of like different stories, because when I took that break and I kind of calmed myself down and got back into my art and with all that and just got back at peace, that's when I fell back in love with writing. So
yes, I love it.
After that, it just took off there. That was I needed a break. I was just overworking myself too much. I set a schedule for myself. I said, okay, I'm gonna worry about school, right? And then every Friday, that'll be my writing day after school. I was like, okay, my goal is to get my book done within a course of months. I said, writing a book, like you said, writing a book in weeks or a month, that's not for me. I write my book within 6 months to a year. If it takes longer, oh well. That's my patience and my love and putting my all into this story.
But it works for you. And I'm pretty sure when you take your time and you do it your way, you can see the difference between when, you feel kind of rushed or pressured, opposed to when you write from passion. Like when you're fueled by passion.
Exactly. And my readers, these are the readers that stuck with me since sophomore year when I started writing. So we were all young at this time. They're still with me from day one. And they noticed it. They was like, you took a long break, we missed you. But that break is like, it really freshened up your stories. Like, now we really can't wait until you put out a book. And we really want to wait the course of 6 months or whatever for you to put out a story. I was like, wow.
I can't imagine how that made you feel.
It made me...
I can only imagine how it would make me feel to have people recognize, my growth in writing and as an author. So kudos to you, girl.
Thank you. And like you said, when you said the anxiety and everything, it's like all that weight just got off my shoulders when I noticed it was people there. Because for a long time, I was like, for a very, very long time. I was like, nobody knows the name Shy Soul. Don't nobody know my name. Yes, they did. Hometown and everything. They knew my name. I just refused to believe it. So
it's always somebody watching.
That's why I'm glad to talk to authors like you and anybody else who feel the same way about being an author. So, yes, I love it. Now, what advice, everything you've been through, what advice would you give to an author who wants to put out their book? And, you know, like we just talked about, what would be your advice?
My advice would be to study your craft, which includes reading, to never give up, as cliche as that may sound, and to just let your passion for writing drive you. You know, don't try to emulate anyone else. It's okay to, you know, have inspiration or to have your favorites or whatever, but just remain true to who you are and always remember why you want to write.
That is, again, I approve that message too, because I've had so many authors come to me like, I need help. How do I do this? You know, how do I get my book out there? I was like, the only thing I can tell you is to just wait on it, take your time, and have patience. Because that's what I had to do. I just didn't shoot out.
Yes.
Exactly. I was like, I didn't just shoot out and say, I am getting published. Boom.
It takes time. It definitely takes time. And I have struggled with being patient all 28 years of my life. And publishing my first book has never made me more patient than anything. I didn't have any expectations, you know, coming in, but it kind of took me a while to, you know, build my fan base or whatever. And I'm glad that, you know, I didn't go a different route. I'm proud of the path that my writing has taken me. So, yeah, definitely got to be patient.
Very.
Yeah, you definitely have to be patient.
Very, because it's going to be authors or readers who want to be an author, or however way it go, it's going to be somebody who is a fan of yours, who has been a fan of you for a long time, like, oh my God, she really pushed me to drive this far, and now I can have my book out, and then I'll get the courage to be like, send her a message like, you are the inspiration to why I write, or this, that. I have said it.
Those are the best. Those are the best. Just the best messages.
It really is. Because some authors may not see that they're putting a big impact on people who are going to be just as big as them one day, or even bigger.
Right.
And when they finally get that message, they're like, wow, I've been doing this for this long, and I haven't realized this. That'd be the thing for some people.
Sometimes you get so, like, caught up in the journey. At least I know for me, I get so caught up in the journey, and I have to remind myself, like, yo, take a second to look around you and see that these people are, you know, supporting you. They're reading your work. You know, they're moved by it. And I just love when people, you know, not to seem boastful or anything, when people compliment me, you know, on my style of writing. That's what I've gotten the most compliments on, like my style of writing, which I felt like, you know, this is just me. This is the way I speak. This is the way I communicate. You know, take it or leave it. But it's refreshing to have someone appreciate the work that you put behind these books and releasing them.
Exactly. And what do you think it takes to make a good story? To make a story a hit? To make people fall in love with it? Make it timeless?
From what I've seen, something relatable, something entertaining, and relatable and entertaining. my characters relatable because my imagination is so vivid. So I kind of have to pull back the strings a little bit. So that's my struggle. But as far as a book being a hit, I feel like as long as it's capturing your attention and keeping your attention from page 1 to the end, and the reader can, find something about the story that they're interested in, I think you gotta hit on your hands. Also, it just comes down to your fan base, because regardless of how many books you put out, if you don't have a loyal fan base, what do you expect to happen?
Exactly. Those be my crucial points, because my question is, as a person, as a socialite, what do you think it takes to build your, like you said, to build your fan base, to be able to connect with people? You can't please everybody. We already know that,
right.
But
I've learned that. Definitely learned that.
Exactly.
I think as long as you are personable and approachable and kind of have a sense of transparency where your readers and supporters can feel like they know you, I think you'll be fine. I don't, like, some people say that they have fans, this, that, and the third. I don't like to refer to the people who read my books as fans. I treat them as people first. Whenever I'm promoting, I always, introduce myself, hey, how are you doing? Before I just send a link to their inbox, because I know how I feel about that. So, for the most part, I just, I treat my readers the way that I would want to be treated.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Like, I don't call my readers fans either. I call them, like, my family, because especially the ones that's been with me for a long time, and
right.
And they just know. Oh, I know how Shy writes. I could tell her story. Like, if she puts a snippet and don't put her name in it, I know who she is. Like,
see, that's where I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get to that where people know,
mm-hmm.
Hey, this is Keira. So, yeah, I'm trying to get to where you are, girl.
Yeah, and then everybody knows me as the drama queen in my stories. Why? Because I'm very dramatic with how I do some of my storylines. Or even
I love it.
That,
I love it. I live for the drama.
That, or I'm killing somebody off. Like, it never fails. I've never...
Somebody's dying, and it's gonna be dramatic.
Yes, my first story, I was like, do one of my characters got to go? And I was like, yes, because if I don't do it, I'm feeling like this story is gonna be missing something. So when I did it, everybody was like, I can't believe you killed off such and such.
Mm-hmm.
They was like, I don't like you no more. How dare you? And then they was like, okay, I calmed down. Okay, I recuperated. But why did you? I was like, leave me just, okay. I was like, you will see why I did that, right? And when they seen it, they was like, wow, I get the connection now. It makes sense. But still, I loved her. They still go back to that. I'm like, then when they do that, it's like, how am I supposed to kill off this character or that character? Like, I can't make every character hate it for you to not like her, to want her to be, him or her to be dead.
Somebody has to go.
Thank you.
Somebody has to go.
That's what I be sound like. They getting cut. I'm sorry. The lifeline has been shut off.
But when that happens, does it not make you feel good to have people so invested in your books where you can carry on like a very decent conversation?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I love it.
Yes, because
I've gotten cursed out a few times about my first series entitled The Other Woman. Shameless plug there. I killed off a character, and yeah, I got some very threatening messages about that. But it's all love. Had to let them know, hey, it's just a book. These are just characters.
Right.
So relax.
Right.
Relax. Don't come from my neck. But it was good, to have them invested in the story. So it's cool.
Like, I remember when I put something very emotional in a story, And my girl character, she ended up getting killed and everything. But the whole thing was it's a plot twist. And I just wanted to see, because as an author, I like to experiment. And I like to do little things to see how the readers are going to react. Like, are they going to be positive, negative? What's going to be the feedback? So I did it on purpose. But I had a whole agenda behind it. See, very just evil, just conniving. Yes. So some of the readers, they was like, wow, I cried. I couldn't believe you did that, but I felt it. Other ones, like you said, they was like, you be this, I can't believe you. Like, I'll never read your books ever again. I got that. I was like, I'm never reading your books ever again. I'll stop reading after this, right? Those same ones who said that, after I finished the book, they secretly came back and finished it just to find out what was going to happen.
Right.
And then the ones who want to be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I can't believe I said that. Right. Those were the ones who came back. And I was like, I had to finish it. I was really mad, but I had to finish it. And I had to see what was going to be their reactions. So for authors to go through all that is crazy, because some people don't understand what it is to be a writer or author.
It is emotional, and I mean not just sad. Like it takes you on a journey, through the highs and lows. But sometimes, like you said, when I find myself writing, I kind of fall into the emotions of the character. So if the character is, depressed or sad or whatever, so am I. When the character is happy, so am I. So yeah, it's definitely a journey.
Right, and right. And when you finish a story, okay, when you finish your story, like I made a post like this a couple of days ago. I was like, when I finish my story and I put the end, ... question mark, or to be continued, I be running around the house like, I did that. I finally finished this emotional story.
Okay to give yourself a pat on the back.
Right. How do you respond when you finish your book or the last book of your series? Like, do you be sad, or do you just be happy and excited that it's over, or what do your emotions be? Your reaction?
Okay, so I always write my books from the end to the beginning. With any book that I've written, it always came to me as a thought on how it would end. So I always build my stories around that. But once it's done, I'm so relieved. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take a break for 2 or 3 days and get back to it. Nope. Next night I'm back on it. So yeah, I have to learn to pace myself as far as writing. But once a book is complete, I do feel relieved, that is over. Definitely feel relieved that is over.
Right.
But I'm always excited, to bring more fresh storylines, thorough storylines, and new characters. So yeah, it's kind of mixed emotions.
I've had that point where I fell in love with a series so hard. And at a point, I didn't like writing series. I just loved writing, just novels and getting into short stories. So when I wrote...
I never... I'm sorry to cut you off.
Oh, that's fine.
I never thought of myself as, as writing a series or anything. I thought I was just going to put out a bunch of standalones. But you got to give the readers what they want, right?
Yep, and sometimes for yourself, it doesn't happen that way. It's like, I ended this story so weird, I got to do a part 2. And then it turns to a part 3. I'm like, okay, let's stop it here.
Absolutely.
Slow down. Right?
But I love a series.
Yeah.
I love a good series. Love it.
Yeah, when I finally got to that point, I was like, I can't get rid of these characters. I was like, one of these characters is going to be a character that pop up in every book. I'm sorry. I loved him or her so much that they're going to live on forever. They're going to be 100 in these books. All these books that I got.
Somebody's cousin, somebody's long-lost sister, or something. But, you get invested in your characters, and it's hard to let them go.
So, where do you see yourself as an author in the future? Where do you see your career taking you?
That is a very good question, by the way. I see myself, of course, as a best-selling author,
your books, I see you going far. I see you.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. I see you doing a lot. I see, in the future, I see one of your stories either getting turned into a TV series or a movie. That's just how great your skills in writing is.
Do not make me blush. It's I would love that. Actually, yeah, I would love that very much. And I think it's possible. I've been in talks with a couple of people, who's into producing and things of that nature. So I wouldn't count that out. So you guys stay tuned.
I love to hear that. Now, at this time, you get to give away all your social media names. You get to tell us where, if you have your books other than Amazon, you can tell us where we can get those. And I'll drop all those links in the comments so they can be able to go back when whoever didn't catch this live, they can be able to go back and listen to it and catch everything. This is the time where you get to give your shout outs and all that.
Awesome. So, if you guys don't know, I'm Keira. You can catch me on Facebook at Author Keira and James. That is Keira. You can catch me on Instagram at Author_Keira. I'm also on Goodreads as Keira. I have WordPress, Keira and James 90 at WordPress.com. And I would like to shout out my son, Ryan. I love you. My mom, my berries, who are my cousins, Rotary and Snow. I love you guys. And to my readers, new and old, I do want to let you guys know that I appreciate you for supporting me, and for the new readers that I'm going to gain from this awesome podcast, Shy. Thank you so much. I look forward to hearing your thoughts on my work. So thank you.
Thank you. I loved having you on the show. Be in my inbox harassing me when you have a new book coming out, because
I will. My next book is called The Pain Attraction. It's a lot different from what I've written so far, so I will definitely be in touch.
Yes.
I will definitely be in touch.
Because I'll definitely be having you back on the show to talk about that and
awesome.
Other exciting beats. So glad to have you on the show. This was awesome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for this opportunity. And I look forward to more networking.
Yes, me too. I love you. She loves you, of course. This is Author Keira. I am your host, Shy Soul. Good night.
Good night.
I am running an ad. The ad is for the book called Scandalous. It is on Amazon. The link is in my comments. Get that. It is a great story. It just came out. Hit that link. Get it. Got it. Good. It's on Amazon. Again, the book is called Scandalous. How many times I gotta say it? It's available on Amazon. You should get it. And you should read it. Love you guys. Bye.
Authors Tell All, a podcast by Shy Soul. She's bringing you author interviews, book discussions, and more. Stay tuned.